PSA, make sure you're using sunscreen, winter or summer, but since it's the summer. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here with me today, hi, my name is Jessica, and on this channel I do videos on skincare, K-beauty, my journey learning Korean and more, so I hope you enjoy your time here with us. Okay, so today's video is a video I've been really excited to film for you guys because I am going to be reviewing the new Klairs sunscreen. So I'm going to let you guys know all my thoughts on the new Klairs Midday Blue UV Shield. So let's go. If you don't have me on Instagram yet, I'll link it down below because I do post changes to my skincare routines, new things that I'm purchasing, and quick reviews and stuff for you guys on there as well. So if you're interested, please go and check that out. So I bought the sunscreen 3 weeks ago and I've been using it now for just over 2 weeks, and I've been really excited to just come on camera and let you guys know what I'm thinking about it and my thoughts, because I know there's a few people who are really interested in getting it. And also, if you're someone who's a bit darker like me, you're probably wondering how this looks, how this will actually work on our skin type. So that's what I'm here for today. So the very first thing to mention is that this is a physical sunscreen. It's not a chemical sunscreen like the previous Klairs one. So if you're someone like me who hasn't used sunscreen in, I think it's been about 2 years since the last time I used a physical sunscreen. And that is mostly just because most of the Western sunscreens that I was used to wearing growing up and stuff always left like the worst white cast on my skin. And then once you get into Korean skincare and K-beauty and you start to discover the different technology and how chemical sunscreens work, you do tend to want to stick to that because you understand and you know that it works for you. I can understand if someone's a bit wary about trying this just because it's a physical sunscreen, but that is actually the exact reason why I purchased this and I wanted to get a review out for you guys. So yes, it is a physical sunscreen, and more importantly than that, it is a blue sunscreen. So it's a physical sunscreen, so it has zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. It's SPF 50 and PA++++, which, if you understand how the Asian sunscreen rating system works, is one of the highest ratings. If you know me and you've seen a couple of my other videos reviewing different sunscreens, I'll always go for SPF 50 and the PAs that have the most pluses. So because this is a physical sunscreen, what it does is it actually sits on top of your skin to provide that physical barrier against all the rays, as opposed to chemical sunscreens which actually sink in deeper into your skin. When you're rubbing this on your skin, the goal should be to blend it out and not to actually have it absorb into your skin. So just in case there's any confusion with anybody, it is a physical sunscreen. That's the difference between the physical and the chemical. They just react differently. So if any of you guys are familiar with other products in the Klairs line, you will know that having blue products is nothing new to them. What it is that there's an ingredient called guanidine inside, which is a derivative and comes from the chamomile family, and that's just there to help cool and calm and soothe your skin. So basically it's a perfect addition to add to a sunscreen, because obviously in the summer your skin gets really hot and warm, so having the guanidine in there is actually really good for helping keep your skin calm and less irritated. Okay, so onto my thoughts on the actual sunscreen. So it comes like this. It pretty much looks exactly the same as the Soft Airy UV Essence, except this one, being the chemical one, is white and then the physical one is blue. Be careful when you are first applying this because it does come out of the bottle very easily. So you just barely need to squeeze it and it will actually come out. And I will just rub it on my hands for you so you can see. Like I said, this is a physical sunscreen, so I'm not expecting this to actually like absorb into my skin, rather just give it a nice light barrier and shield. So you can see that just by putting that slight bit on my hand, that is giving it just like a nice little shield. I will insert a clip of me actually using it on my face so you can actually see what it looks like on my skin tone and on my actual complexion.
Don't you know that you're beautiful, just the way you are, just the way you came. Don't you know that you're beautiful, no matter what the scars, no matter what they say, and we'll shout it out louder, prouder. Ain't no one gonna hold us down, 'cause you know that we're beautiful, just the way we are.
For the most part, I will say that for a physical sunscreen, I'm actually very impressed by how it does actually rub onto my skin. Not a fan of white cast, not a fan of greyness, not a fan of like the ashiness look. And this does not give me that. However, what I will say is I am currently in the process of perfecting the best way for me to actually apply it onto my skin to avoid the hairline and eyebrow area, because believe me, as much as this actually rubs out very nicely onto my skin. When it gets on my hairline and when it gets on my eyebrows, it becomes tough to remove. When it gets in the hairline, it's a little bit tougher to try to get it out, and also because it's not designed to actually be absorbed in, it doesn't just like rub out the same way. So what I think works better for me is actually when I put it into my hands and I rub it in and I warm it up, and then I slowly apply it to the areas of my face that I'm actually interested in putting it on, and just careful to avoid the actual eyebrow and limit how much of my hairline gets exposed to it. This isn't actually a very big deal, this is just a minor thing, but it is something to be aware of if you're like me and you've been so used to chemical sunscreens and you just kind of like do whatever you want, and then you're moving on to this and then you're like, whoa, I need to be a bit more careful. So the second point to note is that this is designed for people who have more combination to oily skin. If you are more towards the combination dry side and not the combination oily side, I will recommend you guys using this sunscreen and not so much this one. And I do have a video on this sunscreen actually on my channel, so I will link it up above and below for you guys so you can check it out and you can see what I think of that. I do really like this sunscreen and I use it more in the winter, but this sunscreen is very good for people who have oily skin. Hands down, you will love what this product does. It actually leaves your face so matte, and I mean, like, literally you forget what having oily skin feels like. My oil just doesn't show through. This is just really good at mattifying my face. It does say on the description in Wish Trend that it is semi-matte finish, and it really does have a semi-matte finish. So if you are someone who really enjoys the matte look, especially under your makeup, and you have oily skin, get this sunscreen. You will love it. It'll be absolutely fine. For me, it's actually like perfect sunscreen to wear in the summer when I'm oilier, going to work, having to get on the tube and be all stuffy. And it does have a very slight scent. I don't really notice it. It doesn't really bother me too much. But for those of you who might be a little bit more sensitive to scents, that's just something for you to take into consideration. Overall, I would give this sunscreen a thumbs up. I am actually really happy with how it works on my skin. It keeps me matte for the entire day. It blends in really nicely for a physical sunscreen, and I do need to work it in a little bit more than a chemical sunscreen. And of course, like I said, I have to avoid certain hair areas. But other than that, honestly, like, it works so well. I'm really impressed with how it's worked so far. If you live somewhere where the climate is really hot, really warm and humid, or if you have oily combination or just oily skin, this will work an absolute treat for you. If you are someone who has drier skin, please go and check out the other Klairs sunscreen. Honestly, this is a really good sunscreen as well, and this is definitely suited towards the more drier skin types. And of course, if you are more melanated like myself, please do not shy away from using this physical sunscreen. It can be a little bit frightening to use it at first, but it does blend in really well. I think that's pretty much all I can say about this sunscreen. Also, PSA, make sure you're using sunscreen, winter or summer, but since it's the summer. So if you are interested in this sunscreen, please go out and get it. You can get it on Wish Trend, and at the moment they're only offering expedited shipping, so that means that you will get your orders in 1 week. So if you have the opportunity, get online, get the sunscreen, try it out for yourselves, and please leave a comment down below letting me know if you have tried this, what you think of it. I'm excited to be back on here filming things for you guys, so if you have any suggestions of any other physical sunscreen or chemical sunscreens that you want me to try, please leave it in the comment section down below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button for me, and if you want to see more videos from me, please also consider hitting that subscribe button. Since you're here, the button's there, why not? Yeah, I hope to see you join the family. And for all of those new subscribers, hello, welcome, and thank you. That's it for me today. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.